Have you ever wondered why your games often drag out to 50 plus minutes with majority of your teammates feeding most of the time? There's actually one simple mistake that 99% of you are most likely making, especially those of you that play core roles like carry. In this video, I'll teach you to identify the exact problem and solve it easily so that you can win much more games without having your games drag to late game all the time. If you're interested in getting coached by me, do check the description box down below. I've coached over 50 players to hit Immortal, so I'm sure I can help you as well. With that said, let's get into the video. So, let me first start off by showing you some post-match scoreboards here. If your games are like this, where they mostly go towards 50 plus minutes, with high KDA scores like 20 to 30 plus kills, and most of your teammates are feeding, then there's a very basic mistake that you are making without realizing. This has to do with win conditions going into the mid-game phase. During this period, most of your teammates would have hit their item timings and are able to come online. If you're still farming alone or playing at the wrong side of the map away from your teammates, then you're making a big mistake. This is widely known as AFK farming or passive farming. I'll use two examples of passive farming to explain this mistake, followed by two examples of active farming, which is the solution to demonstrate what it's supposed to look like when done properly. Make sure to stay to the end of the video as all four examples will give you an extremely clear understanding of what is expected from you to win games, especially the last example. Let's dive into the first example. Okay, so this will be the first example of a player that is clearly far ahead of everyone. Right, you can see his KDA, he's a Sven with level 23, and he just won a fight. So ideally what you want to be looking at now is to push forward and have your team play around you, right? Or have yourself play around your team to abuse your Black King bar and ult. But you're going to see what this player is going to do. So he's going to hit the tower. And you can see his teammates are clearly moving towards the mid side like this, which should tell this player to also move to the mid side like this. But instead he's farming alone and farming away from his teammates. So now if something happens there and there's a pick-off kill or something, this guy will not be able to join. So this is a classic case of AFK farming where you are strong but you are still not playing near your team to be ready for pick-off kills and pressure. So remember this, guys, if you are ahead, for example, see even something like this the moment he pops up, if this Sven was playing closer to his team here, his teammates would have all played around him and would have been able to snipe this kill and start the push again, but instead he's playing alone. So as a result, he has missed out a lot of opportunities, and now even his Ember is going back already. So a small case of farming away from team like that has given up a lot of potential fights again. Now you'll see in the next minute or so, he's gonna make the same problem again. Okay, so right here, about 30-40 seconds later, he attempts the Roshan, calls for Roshan, the entire team starts to take Roshan with him. Right, so after Roshan, it will be a no-brainer to play closer to his team and push out like this. Instead, you're gonna see that this guy is going to teleport to the top lane to try and fix the lane. But this is actually a problem. So you guys need to understand that just because lanes are pushing into you, if there's no urgency or there's no hero you can kill here, it's always a better idea to stick around your team and push forwards and push outside. Because there's no urgency to defend his tower yet. So because he does this, he has to quickly go into his teammate now and play into them to prepare for a fight. But instead of doing that, he's still farming alone, still hitting camps alone, still going back to top lane to fix this lane again. And now all of these fights are going to break out soon without him. So you guys need to stop farming alone when you already have items like all of this. It's already 25-30 minutes onwards, you must always be into the team. See, this is still a case of AFK farming, he's farming alone, even when his teammates are going to take a fight. So as a result, when the fight breaks out like this now, this guy is going to be late to the fight, and it's going to be AFK farming. Okay? So when you guys are playing, let's say you're the Sven, and you ping your team to like go back and you TP first, you need to know that this will most of the time not work out for you because first you're playing pub games. In pub, you cannot micro everyone. So instead of microing them, you have to follow them. Okay, so you can see already 3 of his teammates have died. And because he's late to the fight now, he has griefed his team and he has lost the fight. Here's the second game of example. This is a Legend 4 student of mine who's playing an offlane X. So first I'll show you the net worth graph. You can see by 20 minutes, the X and the Necrophos on the same team is really far ahead of everyone. Right, so in games like this, it's very easy for you to close out the game within 25-35 minutes area. So how come the game dragged out to 48 minutes? How did the game stagnate and stall? So you're gonna see the same problem again, same as the Sven before, where this X is going to a lot of times play alone, play by himself, and not respect how his teammates are moving. Okay, so I'll show you. Alright, so in this instance, let's open up the scoreboard and see. The X is 9-2, the Necrophos is 7-0-6. So two of them are clearly the strongest players in the game now, and they should be able to do a lot of stuff together. X is an enabler. He enables his teammates to make a lot of plays with the Blink Dagger, right? Same like the Sven situation earlier. You want to identify your teammates moving up, or rather you want to identify strong players moving up, which in this case is a Necrophos. So all the X has to do now is to move with the Necrophos forwards and group with him and make plays with him. But instead of doing this, he's going to continuously farm alone and farm to the direction away from his teammate that is playing strong and forwards all the time. So as a result, the games will drag out because this guy is no longer contributing to anything on the map, but just AFK farming like this. So you can see all of this stuff, if the X is around, he's supposed to be contributing with the Necrophos, making plays around, but he's still farming alone. Right, you see the map state? This guy is playing down here, but his strong player and teammates are playing in the mid side. Now, even all of this, he should be ready to jump with the Necrophos, protecting the Necrophos, making plays, but instead he farms alone, gets caught out and almost dies here. Okay, as a result, you can see now the game is stagnating again, and it's going to a stalemate because this guy is not enabling the Necrophos to do anything. Let me show you another example again from the same game. Alright, so even now in this situation, the Necrophos is still playing in the mid side and this X is still playing to the downside, right? He's playing alone with the two teammates here. Although there are teammates around, but they are not the strongest players to play with. The Necrophos is playing forwards all the time, so if an X is around this situations, you'll easily be able to make the pick-off kills with the Necrophos. Okay guys, now I'll show you what is the outcome when you actually execute it properly. You group in time, you react, and predict when fights are gonna break out soon. So now here's an Anti-Mage that has just wiped or has gotten a 4-man kill on the enemy team. Same like the Sven situation earlier, where the Sven earlier would TP away from his team. This AM is going to continuously play around his team and snowball the momentum. Okay, so he pings for Roshan, and with the Roshan, he's going to play forwards and not TP away from team. Because he already has a lot of items, and see the key timer, about 25 minutes, he has a lot of items already. So he has hit his timing of Manta, Aghanim Scepter, and he has an Aegis. Using this, he has win conditions, where teammates are around with him, grouped out with him, and lanes are pushed in. So he has to now use this momentum to push forwards and make plays happen. So if he's still TPing top and farming alone, his entire team now would die, same as the Sven situation earlier, and you have to run all the way down to join his team again. But instead he's gonna win the fight for his team here, because he's really far ahead and he's just going to snowball his momentum with the Aegis, knowing that he doesn't die. See guys, just like this, a few more fights and the game is already over. Instead of you going away and farming alone or dragging out the entire game by split pushing all the time. Right, it's only 26 minutes and this guy is already on the high ground. Okay, he's not really backing off here because he has Aegis really strong, so he has nothing to fear. Right, play as strong as possible. Yep. Play as strong as possible. Okay, now yes, Aegis is done, so you want to chill a bit. Teammates come, then he turns. Okay, so just like that, the game is done. See guys, just from an Aegis, from item timings, from teammates being near, from not split pushing, farming alone, from identifying your power spikes, your momentum, and enabling your teammates to play with you around you. So he finishes this game within 32 minutes. So games are normally winnable within 30 to 40 minutes. Most of your games are winnable here. If your games are not closing out here, most likely something is wrong, whether you're not farming to team in time or you're not contributing enough. You can see by hero damage, building damage, and KD, everything will be really high. Alright, so now we have a Sven. Sven is level 17 in 24 minutes, and he's clearly the strongest player. He has hit his timings. 24 minutes, see key timing again, 24 minutes, so he's gonna be around here. 20, 25, 30, 35, this is where most of you will come online with your item timings and you want to start playing closer to team. You want to start calling for more objectives, smokes, ganks, or something. So first thing he sees a DD over there, and he sees his BKB and everything coming off cooldown, and he sees his teammates around. So he needs to take this DD now and ping for a smoke. He pings for the smoke, teammate smoke, and he's gonna make a play now. See, instead of farming alone, immediately he identifies this and is communicating a lot of intent here. So you can see this guy is this game is pretty high MMR, about 600 Immortals. So it's about 8-9k, 10k plus. So these are all good concepts that these guys are applying. They see timings, they understand power spikes, they understand communication, playing for really fast timings and playing with teammates instead of farming alone. Okay guys, so you can clearly see the difference between players that know what they're doing when you hit item timings, especially the carries, the cores, right? Identifying who's the strongest player to play with, or what my team is doing, where should I move to, how should I make calls to play off my timings, rather than farming alone all the time. Okay, so now he has to just keep playing forwards into his team, group around his team, and prepare for fights instead of farming alone. So here you see his teammates moving up, so he has to directly start moving up instead of farming alone at the bot side and AFKing again. So because he moves up now, he's going to make good pick-off kills again, and every BKB is a participation. Right, you can see he's not farming alone, he's always into his team, ready for fights, and now the fight becomes good Roshan and he's pinging the intent again. So this is a very good player, he knows what he's doing. Now using this Aegis, he has to push his lead further and push forwards again. So let's see how his teammates move. And then drawing arrow, moving top again, pinging his Aegis, Blink and BKB. See, 25 minutes. Onwards is really active on the map. It's not farming alone. There's a big difference between this player and the players earlier. Where those players were farming alone, the X was not identifying his strongest player. The Sven earlier was not identifying his teammates' movements. This Sven is always around the team, ready to fight around the team, not really farming alone, and is ready for every fight that breaks out. So as a result, he can take objectives like this. Okay, so of course now enemies are split pushing into them, 2 lanes. See, it's not immediately just TPing backwards. It's still staying and assessing. This is a very good habit you guys must have. Just because your lanes are pushed into you like this, it doesn't mean you need to go back and fix it all the time. Because if you decide to TP back and you're strongest player, and something decides to break out around here, your teammates are going to lose the fight because you have TP'd away from your team, and now you have to run all the way to your teammates again, and most likely your teammates will die. Okay, so only after he has broken the towers and it's been too long, about 20-30 seconds, 40 seconds, he has gotten his objective, only then he decides, okay, time to go back. So all of these guys' actions are making sense. We can justify it with reason. Rather than just lanes are pushed into me, I TP back, it's more like I'll stick around my team, stay for a bit, maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, see if anything is going to happen soon before I decide to leave. So still he's using his Aegis, BKB, Blink. He's not going to go back. See, nobody is going back to fix the lane again. Because teammates are all around like this, he has to push his lead further using his power spike. So with this, uses his Aegis, BKB, takes a good fight. Yes. And then he's gonna win the fight again. That's really good. Okay, it's very, very good. So objectives into tower dive here. This is a little bit of an overextend, but that's fine. Teammates still win the fight for him, and okay, that's perfect. Right guys, you see from the moment of teleport back to his teammates, everything is making sense. Right, he joins every fight, participates in every fight. Every black king bar is time to use it to win a fight. He's enabling his teammates to push with him because he's the strongest player. He's making calls, communicating intent. So this guy is clearly a really good player. And then we can see from the scoreboard now, good KDA, game ends in 41 minutes. Good GPM, XPM, good hero damage and building damage. So he has achieved all the criteria necessary to be a good player. And then he has 36 kill participation out of his teammates 55. As long as you guys are like more than 60-70% of contribution to your teammates, you know you're doing something right. If your teammates have like 60 kills and you only have like 30 or 25, that means you are AFK farming a lot of a big portion of the game. Most likely those games will be really long in duration. It'll be like 50 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, because your teammates are always playing without a player that's actively participating. Alright guys, I hope that makes sense. I'll see you guys in the next one.